Introducing your co-hosts, Chedda Mike, Lil Mattress, and Dave. 3-piece and a biscuit. 3-piece and a biscuit. Scoop of gravy on the news or you missed it. We got you covered. 3-piece and a biscuit. 3-piece and a biscuit. 3-piece and a biscuit. Scoop of gravy on the news or you missed it. We got you covered. 3-piece and a biscuit.
Hello.
Who is it?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Three-piece and a biscuit coming right at you. That's right, episode 32. Just a driver
32.
here on this fine night. I am co-hosted, co-piloted by gentlemen.
My man over here, that's me, myself, and I, Michael John at Chedda Mike. That's the Twitter. Check down below for the links. Shout out to the Google Plus squad, the Steamians. Who else? Any other social platform we got out there? You know where it's at. Over to my man over here.
Lil Mattress on everything. LilMattress.com. LILMATTRESS. Watermelon versus Pumpkin. GBIClothing.com. Hit us hotline 203-941-0045. Call or text. We know that nobody calls anymore, so just text. If you feel like it, if you want to call and leave a message, you could do that too. But we understand that people are afraid and they don't know how to communicate with each other anymore. So just hit us up whichever way you feel comfortable with.
It's weird, though, because I just heard 2/3 of people prefer online interaction. So,
Oh, yeah.
So you
Well,
would
they
think
wanna talk
2/3 of the
anymore.
world would want a 3-piece, 2/3 3-piece of the biscuit. Episode 32. I don't know. Tell them what the fuck it means, please.
30,
Interact.
right? Well, exactly. Yeah, no. Hit us up. You got the number. 203-941-0045.
And you know what
We'll let
2/3
you
is?
know.
It's 66.6%. And so the Illuminati, and they believe in the devil.
Yes.
And they probably, you guys know what it is. Come on. Did we get
Yes.
too deep? Too deep?
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
time to
on.
start it right
absolutely.
now. When we talk about Magic Johnson, episode 32.
Episode 32,
It's
right?
like, you know, the man, anybody with money nowadays could get a cure, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
It's not the money. It's you concentrate the money.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And what is ever
You put
distilled
into
from the money.
Yes.
That's what it is. It's concentrated money. What comes distilled from the boiled money down below. Almost how they make
the
syrup.
resin.
Almost how,
Oh,
yeah. That's
okay.
what it is. You know what I mean?
Sick
Almost how they
gold
make
syrup.
dabs nowadays.
Yes,
You just
exactly.
it's real hard. You know what I mean?
Serious.
Pressure makes diamonds. All right.
All right. Welcome to the show.
Well, episode 32, as we
The
mentioned
Shaq
before.
Show or the Magic Show or whatever the show that starts with
Other
32.
32s. Couldn't think of many others, though, right? We had Shaq. We had Magic.
I believe. What's that breakfast drink?
OJ running loose with the Broncos.
Ouch.
Shout
That's
out to
right.
OJ. He's still doing his thing, right? Right now he's still alive.
I think he
kicking it.
calmed the
Absolutely.
fuck down, but when he got out, he was going a little bit nuts.
Yeah, he was going
got-
crazy again. He was trying to get his stuff back again, right? I
His
think he was trying to
Bitcoin,
get it
right?
Again, you know? Oh yeah. There was a
He
Bitcoin
lost
story.
his Bitcoin or something?
There was
Not
some-
just joking, but it'd be
No.
crazy.
There was a Bitcoin story with OJ. No.
Possibly, who knows? But shout out to the Bitcoin squad over here losing your money. Hey.
I know that he had a little scuffle in like a bar because what he did with, if you want to be, as the cool kids say, low key and out of the way. I think he moved to Vegas like immediately, which is,
Oh, yeah,
of course the smartest thing to do.
Yeah.
And I remember it was like 2 weeks after he got out, he had a, dare I say, kerfuffle in some bar, and like there was a broken glass and everywhere. If it ain't about the money, but I just don't care.
Yeah.
And I think
Fucking-
since then, somebody might have finally gotten through to him and be like, yo, they don't like you like that anymore. Like, chill the fuck out. Like, you're not doing the Hertz commercials, jumping over.
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You're not that dude
yeah,
anymore.
before like early in his career when they said the juice was loose, it was cool, and now like the juice is loose, it's just
Imagine
kind of
that
like
juice loose with McAfee though. That'd be a little crazy squad right there. Huh?
I don't know if he'd want to party. That's a different level though, but I think it. Potentially, that could have
That
been
might
a
be something
squad.
different,
You know what I'm
who
saying?
knows?
Yeah.
That, and then how about our
juice
little
coin.
joint boy? You know what I'm
Juice
saying?
coin.
The juice coin, bro.
Could you see Mr. Musk in that group though? McAfee, OJ.
It depends with Joe Rogan now. I mean, right? Because
I
that
think
was a
Musk
weird.
is kind of I feel like he might feel more highbrow than the other two gentlemen.
Yeah, but you don't think part of the squad?
But
Every squad has
what
that.
he
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
wants,
look at the
though?
three of us.
He
One of
wants
us
to
thinks
hang
we're
out
better
with
than the
that
other
squad.
two. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's a shit
you
show
seen the
altogether.
skin color?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, come
Hey,
on.
what, do you think when we put this together, we didn't think? We
I
didn't
think
think
Musk
this through?
stands back and is like, I want to be in that crowd. You know,
Somehow
trying
he's
to get,
yeah.
like,
he's like
trying to-
I'm the leader, but you're like no, y'all are three musketeers, like y'all a group. You know.
He's
what I'm
like, I
saying?
hate when everyone thinks I'm smart. I just want to be dumb sometimes. Kick back.
You know.
It's like the girls that are just like, oh my god, everyone thinks I'm so hot. Like,
Or yeah,
Fuck
or
you.
or the ones that don't, or the ones that say it's not about looks because they're already good looking.
yeah, no, insanely brave women that take a picture without makeup on when they already look good without makeup on. They're just
No
like,
makeup.
This is just me. Kill yourself.
The Beyonce song.
Actually,
yes.
it is Suicide Prevention Month, so do not kill yourself.
Speaking of-
by the time you watch this, it probably won't be Suicide
Speaking
Prevention
of, yes,
Month. But if
relationships, don't let them sink your ship. Shout
Right,
out
yeah.
to Mac
Ooh.
Miller over here and Ariana. I don't know if y'all heard the scuff from the beef, but Twitter's getting blocked for her. She don't want no one commenting
Right,
on
and that-
nothing.
and that's
Everyone
that's
think
her
that
right.
she's the problem.
That's her right. Let's respect that. Maybe she is part of the problem. But those
26-year-old rapper got one of the hottest pieces of fame out there, loses it. I think he's gonna be depressed.
Yeah, but also I think kind of coming from, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if he had the greatest of, role models. He was, I guess a product of his society, and like, you know what I'm saying, like the drugs, the alcohol and all of that was part of a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing though, and I don't know, were there any signs leading up? Were there any cryptic tweets, albums,
Supposedly
anything
the
like
reason
that? Any
they
songs
broke up,
that?
she said something about his addiction.
Well, and again, but that's her. She shouldn't be
Who kno- yeah,
blasted for not
exactly.
wanting to be in a relationship with with the guy
Yeah.
who's probably what was his net worth? We don't have internet. I'm sure he was worth a couple
nowadays-
million. Nothing crazy, but
No. He was worth
he had
crazy
producer money, right?
No,
you know
no,
what
he
I'm
was
saying?
worth stupid money. Like he lost a lawsuit for $10 million, and
And he was fine, right?
And
He was
paid it
just
like
like,
it was
yeah.
nothing.
And
Like-
what was it in Rounders? Give the man his money.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It was like a no problem.
no, he was one of those where I don't know how mainstream famous he was. Like I knew that people knew who he was, but I know he was one of those like I never really heard too much about him, and I know he was famous, but he was one of those, but could still play to crowds of 10,000 people every night.
Yes,
and, like,
no matter
you
where.
didn't know who
And
he
here, what I was about
He
to
was
say.
high school, college.
Well, I
all
was about to
day.
say college
Exactly,
crowd.
yeah,
Very,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I think
he
with
was
the
big
artists,
college
we were
crowd.
talking before, like the whole, SoundCloud and streams. Like,
Yep.
people keep sleeping on the college tours, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got groups
Yeah.
like, actually, De La, you know what I'm saying? We're still, like that old, Dell, you know what I'm saying? There's still guys,
Yeah,
Dude,
no,
Onyx still plays over 200 shows a year. And
Yeah,
you would never
Busta
know.
Rhymes is
You know
coming.
what I
We
mean?
talked to Busta Rhymes is going to be here in December. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. And I mean, imagine that he's almost 50 years old. I mean, he's got to be
Yeah.
like
That's
he's
it.
got to be pushing like $3, and he's going to be like.
Oh, he's benching at least 315. Who knows?
I don't know about that though. I think he had maybe at one point,
Yeah.
but
Who knows?
Yeah, I know for a while he was big into working out, and then I think he kind of just like let it go.
I think we remember because and everyone is, you know what I'm saying? Like, every artist, at some
Moments.
point, you know what I'm saying? You get, you just like, I guess I got to start banging it out, right? Who was
Yep.
the other dude? Crazy, the white Tekashi 6ix9ine first.
Stitches.
Laffy Taffy, Rizzy, come on,
Chino
man.
XL?
Riff-Raff.
Okay, yeah.
You talking about people that got big?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone, wants
Yep.
to, like, start, with all
I
this
haven't
money,
seen
I
him.
guess I got to
He
start
got
working
big?
out. Riff-Raff got big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, because I remember on like his whole social media, his big thing was like, I want to be 250 pounds.
Yeah.
And he gained a lot of, like, in muscle, like, he wasn't fat. Like, he worked out,
He
you know?
just wanted to,
He did his thing. But yeah, back to Mac Miller. I can't say I've ever heard his music, but I know he had a huge fan base. And also, from what I understand, he OD'd, like, he didn't kill himself. But,
Right, yep.
And that, too, I understand as well, because...
So you think
Man,
when you're
if
OD,
you're-
you don't know you died, you still sleeping, right?
Well,
What's
that's a
that?
question on death, man. That's just like, you know what I'm saying? We're about to hold up.
So Mac Miller OD'd, so he passed out sleeping,
That's depending on what
never
he OD'd
woke
on.
up.
Yeah.
I
Say,
got you.
you OD on cocaine. That shit is, holy
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
boom!
You could- yeah.
Your
You know what
heart
I'm saying? You
fucking
might
explodes.
like
you know what I mean?
that,
That's
or-
not
okay,
a...
I see,
you know,
I see.
Like,
So-
but I don't know what his drug
Yeah,
of choice
yeah,
was.
yeah,
You
But
know
now
what I mean?
here's the thing though, and I think it was so close because I think again we're always trying to link it to something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again
just
just
wanna know,
bad
yeah.
choices, but. He could have made that 27 club, and that would have been the end of it. People would have just lost their mind. 'Cause
Yeah,
he was
you're
26
true.
years old. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
almost made it, and he would be like, "Oh my God, he was like the Kurt
Yep.
Cobain
He
and
was
the
the
Amy
next one.
Whitehouse and the Janis Joplin." Like,
Yep.
so
Well, there's a lot of people are gonna try to tie him to Ariana and her being some
Well, they're
sort
gonna
of
blame
like,
all of that, and
Yeah.
you're gonna have there's a sect of people. Check this out. So this is him now. Look at these. You're gonna have a certain the juice is loose.
Yes.
You're gonna have a
Episode
certain sect
32.
of people that are going to like try to blame in some type of way, whether it be the music and the sensualization
yeah.
and all of that. But that's a tough loss to take,
knows?
right?
Who
I don't
knows?
know. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was in
Heavily
that
depressed.
position, you know what I'm saying?
I-
I guess
it's obvious to me. This is just I'm speculating, but it was all due to the breakup. Like I'm sure he wanted to have
blame the woman. Blame women to the
I
down.
ain't
you know what I'm
blaming the
saying?
one. I
No,
didn't
no,
say
no,
that.
I'm not saying you. I'm telling everyone else.
I'm saying he probably wanted to like probably get her pregnant or something. She never got a chance.
Well,
to
the other
type
thing
shit.
too is she did like break up with him, or they broke up. However, the thing happened, and then she was engaged to be married, like literally like
Right
3 weeks
after,
later.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it wasn't
That's what
even.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like
It's
3
not
months
her
later.
fault.
It was
That's
like
why
3
you're
Just
weeks
saying
later.
the dude needed to have another outlet than
Yeah.
drugs.
So then you have to run back. Like plenty of people have done it after relationships. Then I'm sure he's running back in his head like, all right, if she gets engaged 3 weeks later, obviously they didn't just meet and then be like, hey, how's it going? Wow, we get along great. Let's get married in 3 weeks. Like it was.
He was hearing things
obviously
like,
he
were
had
they
a-
talking behind my back?
had a
yeah,
great
yeah.
chance to do the Eminem Mariah thing.
What,
Could've-
lose a battle to a singer? Because Eminem definitely lost that fucking battle.
Well, no, but I think
that
the
makes
whole
a
thing
good
was
point.
you talk
Maybe it
about
would've
the
backlash on him.
blackmailish type thing though.
Well, just
like,
to rap and make
Yeah.
jokes about
But here's
Yeah.
the thing though, maybe he did love her then.
That's what I'm saying.
He truly did care
That's
and
what
stuff.
I'm saying. Like,
But yeah, I know what you're saying though. I feel that though because 3 weeks makes you think like, okay, how impulsive was this? Like, this was going on for a while behind my back?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Like they definitely,
So-
which
knew who
means
they
that
were
she
before.
truly didn't love him. So I mean, yeah.
And
you
if you
can't-
saw, if
You
you
can't blame
see,
someone
if
for
you
not
see
loving
Pete
you.
Davidson, like the ex, if you were
He's
any
a
ex,
goofy fuck.
you would
Like,
be
you
like,
wouldn't be
yeah,
like-
anybody would be like just eating you up like he's with
Yeah,
my ex.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if she
You would
dumped
definitely
you,
be like, for him?
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I don't know. I mean, I know it's Suicide Prevention Month, but if you lost your girl to Pete Davidson, like you might kill
You'd
yourself.
be thinking
you
about
know?
it, yeah,
So-
yeah.
Ew.
But the other thing too,
That's
at
after
20
the fact. Bars at 3-piece and a biscuit.
the thing usually for suicide, I would shit on people, but for Mac Miller, I do understand too. Like, imagine having all the money in the world at 26. Like, yeah, I probably would have died too.
No.
You know what I mean? I probably would have died too. Like,
I don't know.
Think if you can have as much, like when people were experimenting with drugs, you could get a finite amount of drugs. Imagine being able to have as many drugs as you ever wanted
And
to.
then-
Like,
yeah.
it's got to be tough to fucking not kill yourself.
And
you know?
again, you know what I'm saying? I want to talk about, the single eye in the room, you know what I'm saying? Illuminati, they get you hooked on the stuff. You know what I'm
There it
saying?
is. They bring
So-
you into a room and there's drugs. There's sex
Men's
scandal,
penises?
there's,
Yeah.
men's
You got,
penis,
butt plugs on the right, you know what I'm saying? You
They
got
a big selection.
Butt plugs on the right,
Walk
men's
into the
penises
room.
on the left. Here I am stuck in the middle with you.
Cameras in the corner. Snap, snap.
Episode 32, 3-piece and a
Yes.
biscuit. I don't have
Welcome
a time
to
check
the
on this. I
show.
know we're early
But
into
still,
the show.
we,
Hope
we're,
you're
we're
enjoying
12
it. though.
minutes in, but still, I will say, and still to me, if you're attracted to Ariana Grande, I believe that you have a certain percentage of pedophiles
It's,
in you.
well,
Like,
see,
it-
that's
I-
the
ugh.
tie.
How old is she, anyways?
She's
Old
of
enough,
age,
but-
she definitely looks like she's 12
What
forever.
is she, like 25, 26?
Maybe.
I don't
We
know.
asked Siri this
Again,
question.
legal, but I mean, when you say legal, it's just like, listen to me. They were talking about her, and they said the word legal, like, So, but back to what you're saying. Yes, anyone that might have that, like, I know what you're saying. You could think like, you know what, that she's kind of,
She has the body type of a little girl. Like, that's all that she looks like
But
to
see,
me.
but
I don't-
here's the thing though, and like I said, if again, it's a difference between not so much a difference, but to maybe appreciate like the female body to an extent. Like there's some beautiful, beautiful women that are just short. You know what I mean? But I think
Yeah, yeah.
overall though, I agree with that message of like she's
I
got the
think
baby face.
The
You know what I'm saying?
appreciation of the female body is actually overdrawn into the exaggeration of it. It's not.
No, because
They don't appreciate themselves if the way they're looking. No offense.
No, because like I said,
We know the sex sells.
Right, yeah, but I think from I personally speak from an appreciation. Like I think there's a delicacy and a softness. You know what I'm saying? Like two females. So
Of course, of course. If only the music industry portrayed that all the time.
Now we need some hard bitches.
Yeah, no, they do. They mess with
And that's where
We need
Pink.
some Nicki Minaj, Cardi B.
Yeah, that's where Pink came in. Pink was just like, nah, I'm gonna strut the line.
Yep.
I'm gonna be a hard bitch that just sings about getting my heart broken.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Do gymnastics.
Shout out to her though.
Cirque du Soleil,
That's my woman
but
crush.
angry. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like aggressive.
I'm swinging.
Isn't it? Yo, because you know that they were in the meeting like, nah, it's gonna be like Cirque du Soleil, but like aggressive Cirque du Soleil. You know what I mean? Like to let these men know we're not playing around.
Shit.
Fuck.
But see,
that shit.
there's the sexy short though. So there's your comparison though.
Well,
So I would say
the Pink is who's that new one now? That white chick, the one that was with came out with
G-Eazy? that
no T.I. first, and then she left him. Iggy.
Iggy
yeah,
Azalea.
yeah,
Well,
Iggy
she's
Azalea.
hurting for I guess a couple different reasons.
I
though.
believe for attention, she's hurting.
Well, yeah. No, but here's the thing though, and you're right. But I think it comes down to attention and promotion because again,
Yeah.
let me know what you think. Call, say I know nothing, but she did drop an album this year with no fanfare at all. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Award shows came out. She wasn't even nominated. I did hear one song though, and I don't even put her. I hate to say this because we still say it in everything, but for a female rapper, like it was put together. It was put together well. You say whatever. She's got writers, whatever. The team that put together this particular song that I heard was like, you know what, like with more play, like she could be thrown in the mix with with Cardi and Nicki.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like with what's going on.
She had it on lock by herself for a while. I think it just was so off-putting. Like to me, what was off-putting? I don't care about the type of music you make because I feel like there's all, it's all relevant. Like there's songs for the club, there's songs, for people that want to listen to cannabis all day. But it was just like her black scent, her fucking like the way that she put it out to me was like having like a southern black scent was just weird to me. Like it didn't. I don't know. And then like when you find out, oh, she's from Australia, you're like, yeah, you're like. It was like wrestling. It's like you're doing a character.
Yeah, but see, that's where I say like that's where I'll go. I'll bypass all that because I had a really tough thing. Be like, yo, if you want to rap, like you got to be like, you got to have some type of hardship, some type of struggle, something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like something. You can't be from white from another country and
Right.
So after the package though, like I said, that's where I'm just like, how come she's not in the mix of it? And I kind of think maybe it might be like who's the other one? I think she's got a little bit of a Kesha story kind of behind it. Like not so much like the rape and that part, but I think just when you hear people getting in bad deals, I think she might be a victim of a bad deal. Overall, I don't think that she's again if Nicki Minaj and Cardi B can start having success, you know what I'm saying? Like
definitely. Like I believe she's talented enough. I think it's just that run of the mill. I think you're right. She did have some like bad behind the scenes thing because she came out with somebody else besides T.I. first. Then like T.I. took her on.
Yeah.
Then it was just like, yo, she doesn't want to play ball, and by that I don't know what that means. Whether
That
she
means
doesn't
she don't
want to
go underneath someone's
Whatever.
desk and whip diddy whoop da ah pa pa tupa. You know what I'm saying? If you catch my drift. But
The next time I'm in a bedroom with a female, I'm gonna brush her face gently and be like, babe, so how you feel like whip diddy whoop bop 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 the boop bop? And then just lay back and just be like,
But,
There you go.
But make sure it's in a left angle. It's kind of like the Kanye beat.
yeah.
The song.
Oh
whatever
my
he does.
god, scoopity poop,
Scoopity poopa.
the fucking worst.
But,
Well, speaking of the females you just mentioned, there was a fight that wasn't a fight and didn't happen. It was Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B at some.
who you got? Who's in the weigh-in? It wasn't a fight, but still.
If a fight actually happened, I would say Nicki Minaj.
she won.
No, there wasn't a fight. So there's no.
That's
we're
what
saying
happens.
if by chance, instead of getting in between them, the security guards made a circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They said,
yep,
Let's
yep.
get it. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much.
What was the reasoning though? The
'Cause you-
words spread,
Supposply
spit, saliva on
talking
someone's cheek.
said something.
about
pretty
her
sure that's
child.
it.
You know what I'm saying? She's
It
a
was about a
newborn mother,
child?
supposedly, as
So
speculation.
Nicki said something about
No,
Cardi B's
Nicki
baby.
Minaj liked comments on Instagram that.
Oh,
were
really?
about-
Okay, yeah.
That's what it. So it
Don't
was,
be liking my baby picture.
Right? Maybe something like that.
It was that she liked disparaging comments on Instagram about Cardi B. That's what it
That's
came
what
down
it
to.
was.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
And that's
Out
the
of
two
all of
big
it,
butts.
Not to take away from with the whole Iggy and build her up, but I'm not the biggest fan of Nicki. You know what I'm saying? Like just
I'm not a big
I
fan
think
of
in
either
general.
one.
In general, like I think her ascension or rise, like I think that she did the table she did the
did
table
exactly-
dancing
Yeah,
above
yeah.
and below.
She did exactly what Little Kim did.
Yeah.
Like she went from a look to just bloated to change to
Yeah, but I
not
think
herself.
hers was she was what I'm saying, she was touched. There was some there's like room. It wasn't room 112. It was room 330, 323. What's the number?
I don't know.
23, I think.
Yeah. Some
I don't know.
But yeah, I can't. I don't know Lil Wayne as a person, but I can't imagine that the entire time no favor was returned to Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? Of just
yeah.
Wait,
yeah,
so
I don't know.
y'all think Nicki on her own changed her body, or it was the industry that told her to change her body?
Well, both. I think women that choose to get into the industry are just are headed
Crushed.
for abuse, headed to get crushed.
It even happens with a couple new female wrestlers just got boob jobs, and you're like,
Yeah.
that's gonna hurt. Like Ric Flair's daughter, Charlotte Flair, she got
She
one,
popped one.
and then popped one, and had to be like sent home from a tour. But it's like, I don't, of course, if you want this, it's the business. It's rough, brother. Of course, you want those women to be attractive, but also like it seems like it'd be a hindrance of like you got these double D's when you're hitting the mat every time. Like, fuck.
For real.
Well, if you're gonna say that my job is fake, then my breast will be too.
Right.
Episode 32.
Episode 3-2-203-941-0045. Hit us up on the caller text. Let us know who you think would win
Say
in the
hola.
hypothetical fight between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Because all that happened was Cardi B got elbowed in the head by a security guard, and then she threw her shoe, and it didn't hit anybody.
But here, the other thing you have to realize that there was no way that a fight was going to go down truly because it was at some fashion show too. Like they were like dressed, you know what I'm saying? Like it almost looked like it was like a Halloween movie
black
type,
tie.
you know?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it wasn't, you know, if anything was going to go down, they were both going to be leaving like a club at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yes.
You know, so, but again, it was in the old, when they say, like you say, it can't take you anywhere, like that's Cardi B, you know what I'm saying? Like I think right now,
My question is, does she have a shiner?
fake, yeah, oh,
She
got
got
a nice
speed
one.
knot. Yeah. No,
really,
like she
really
definitely
nice
caught
golf
the
ball.
tip of an elbow.
Yeah,
Damn.
square. That was one of those. Well, Boss Rutan or somebody would be like, that's,
So
you know.
Yep.
Is that karma? No. Is that just accident?
No.
Was that fate? I mean, was that destined to be?
That was just her being Cardi.
Yeah.
Sounded like
I
she's a
think-
retarded.
I think the way to describe Cardi B is like she would be proud to describe herself as a messy bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I think
every
that
step
she's
of the
like-
way. Every
Yeah,
step
yeah.
of the way. Like she would piss and shit herself to prove a point while she was talking.
Yeah.
That's
No, like she wins arguments by talking louder. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? She's just like, well, I screamed the whole time, so I won, right? You know, like she
I
just,
finished with a yeah, bitch, or something.
yeah.
or that laugh.
Like she'd be happy that. That's the sound she made after she got an elbow.
She goes, oh. It's great.
After she caught an elbow, that's the sound that she made in slow motion. No, she just like she seems the type of person that like would be really happy that she was talking too loud and ruining your dinner or something like
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah,
She just
yeah,
seems
yeah.
like I don't know. She just seems really fucking annoying to me, to be honest. And I'll give Nicki this is that like Cardi definitely just went like 50 Cent did to Ja Rule. He's like, oh hey, fuck you for singing. You know what? Now I'm gonna sing them all. You know what I mean? Just she took her entire thing because I don't know the difference between them two. Like I'm sure that people do if they're
Well, yeah, no,
zoned
it's
into it,
no,
but
you don't have to be.
They
I
make
thought,
the same shit.
See, I think is and again, not to disrespect Cardi's sound
No,
is
disrespect
is of a tone deaf person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how I think like. You know, it works for her. You know, she really plays the broken
Chewbacca.
English down
Yeah.
to absolutely.
Because even though like I know that I'm older and the music isn't made for me anymore, but when
Get off my lawn.
but when I believe me, I shake my hand at the sun often. But when I heard the song that everyone was like, "Oh my God, yo, the Bloody Shoe song, whatever the fuck it's called," I was like, "This?" Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
because there's even like there's hits where even if I don't particularly like the song, I understand what it was made and that it's a hit song.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But
Yeah.
that I was like,
No.
what the fuck do you guys like about this? It was I don't know. It was weird to me.
It's very simple and simpleton, and that's what's popping.
But I still think with rap now, the thing that people love more than anything is to be able to feel like they could do the same thing that you could do. When back in the day, it was like you listen to Nas, you cannot do what Nas does. You can't make the song rewind. You can't make like the one mic. You can't make that type of shit that he makes. And I think nowadays people are like, yo, I could do the same thing. And then they go home and they do the same thing and some of them blow up, you know?
I think a couple of artists I think created that, and I think or made it acceptable for it because I think I do agree that at one point I think that it all kind of peaked. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, yo, we gotta like try to redo what someone else did, and I
gotta
kind of
disrupt it.
I kind of blame Mr. West for that. And I blame, I think there's deeper stories to it, but Drake for that. I think those two right there kind of helped with the manipulation and mutation of saying, hey,
Well, then
we
you
can take
gotta
a classic.
then
and
you
do
gotta
it-
throw Wayne into the pool.
Well, yeah. But he
Well,
was,
actually, you gotta throw Birdman into the pool because he's the one that fucked up all that probably.
Guns in the
I
bushes.
agree, 100%. But I think around that time was when people were just like, now
Then
we
you
now we
go
just
Birdman, you get Diddy because
we're
these
just gonna
motherfuckers
throw
Remix.
shit against
The remix.
exactly. And then they just said we could just throw anything against the wall and it's
it
whatever sticks.
It
Yep.
sticks. It sticks.
Yep. And then it was just what ended up sticking.
Manipulation.
You know, anything I can't even do it, but just give me those.
Yeah, just mumble
With
around
some
that
strawberry.
type of stuff.
Exactly.
That's just my thing to where I don't shit on people for liking it. It just doesn't hit my ear correctly. Where I'm like, yeah, none of that shit even like does anything for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I
I'm
think-
old. I'm old, and I understand that's not for me. But it's still
you find
just
your
that,
spot. I think we, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, you know, I there's a certain part
I
of
catch
like
myself
hip hop
going
that
back
I
to the
like,
oldies.
and that's where exactly, you know what I'm saying, you
Yeah.
find what you like and you keep, you know.
exactly.
So shout out to all those other
Shout out to Michael Jackson, fucking Stevie Wonder, fuck.
Oh, hey, we got to get into some type of stuff. I'm gonna throw the foolish one out there. Conspiracy. I saw one talking about people thought that Stevie Wonder really could see. Did you hear that one?
Motherfuckers.
Well, I heard that he can hear. Hear. I heard he can hear really well.
Yeah.
But I heard that he's not like black blind, like, and that's not racial. What I mean is like he can
Darkness.
see shapes and
Yeah,
stuff
like-
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But yeah. I mean, they had him out on the basketball court shooting a free throw. So I mean, he's got to be able to see something.
Well, that's
Come on,
some of
man.
the stuff. Not so much that, but they say how he attends the basketball games and you know what I'm saying, things
Yep.
like that. You know,
This
So-
motherfucker watching the game crystal clear.
and courtside.
Oh shit, Stevie, man, this whole fucking time.
Not you, Stevie.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Ain't
So
nothing
any
wrong
other
with
good
wearing
ones, though?
sunglasses and looking straight and
Right.
bobbing your head.
That's what I want to do
ain't
pretty
nothing-
soon. Just claim blindness as my disability. Just work,
Shit.
you know, all the time.
But there was some award show where they fucked up and left him on stage.
Yes, yeah.
Like so,
That was just a fake test to let y'all think he's still blind.
That was the plug. Yeah, you know
Okay,
what it
so I
is.
mean, there's got to be a test where like he's in a room privately and someone throws a ball at his face. You know what I'm saying?
that Nerf ball. You know,
like,
that Nerf test.
like there's
It's
a moment
ah.
when he don't want to get hit by a ball.
No. This is 3 P's and a biscuit. We're talking about testicles. Balls to the face.
I'm just saying,
God,
man,
boy.
Stevie, this whole time.
Right?
Right, and you know,
Tried
like
to make
that-
me wonder.
There's someone like his personal assistant that, like, when he's being rough, you know, they're just fucking middle finger to the face
That's
all
what
day,
I'm saying.
just like,
yeah.
no problem, Stevie.
I wanna talk to
We'll
his
get that for you,
nephew.
Stevie.
Yes.
Oh, how many sugars did you want? How many sugars did you
Yeah.
want? You motherfucker!
Yeah,
Like,
Would you say you want one, one or two, So, but absolutely.
that is funny though.
but any
I
other good
enjoy
ones?
those type of conspiracy theories.
You know,
man.
again, that one. I think that's one to have fun with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not too serious.
Too funny.
frogs are gay.
And, actually, our friend made a reappearance. I don't know if you guys saw Mr.
Who?
Alex Jones.
AJ?
After
Jones,
being,
Jones.
after he's still being
Jones.
still being banned. He
Well,
was.
it was weird. Another Twitter story came out that they're like, yeah, he's banned from Twitter. When it was like, I thought he already was.
No,
But I
that's
guess
what
they
he
made
had
the
left.
full,
Yes. Now, yeah, he hit the trifecta, I guess, right? If there's 3 big ones.
at least.
He hit the trifecta on this one, but what was interesting was what I caught was he was trying to interrupt a Marco Rubio speech that he was given, and it was Alex
he ask
being
him?
Alex. They were trying to talk about something along the lines of I believe it had to do with like voting, and
They
Alex
were talking
just
about
trying to.
frogs being straight, and then he was like,
Alex
no.
was just jumping in like, well, tell him about this.
Like,
What do you
that's
say
fake
about
news.
this? You know, And
Yeah.
he's just like, to call the cops on me. And the only thing that I took away from it, and it wasn't so much Alex Jones news, but I liked the Marco Rubio thing because I was like, wait a minute, like you could get yourself in trouble for this. But Alex kept saying, he's like, what are you gonna call the cops on me? You gonna call the cops on me? And he's just like, I don't call the cops for problems like you. I take care of them myself. You know?
Yeah.
And it was just like, wait a minute, like you're on TV, like you know what I'm saying? Like I know that you were baited into trying to machismo up to this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, man,
I
if
heard-
something, if something
remote.
happens to Alex, Marco, like I don't know.
Right.
What I heard from that one was Alex went up to him talking to him about the how the social media platforms are banning a lot of conservatives.
Right? Yeah.
And then
Yep.
Marco was like, "Oh, I didn't really know about that," saying like he didn't know much about it. And then that's when Alex was kind of like trying to get into his fucking.
He was
Trying to
I
bait him.
think that was his whole mission for a lot of things, but a lot of the
he-
footage that you see was the behind the scene, like when they were waiting for interviews, how he was like talking to other, you know what I'm saying, like you're all like, whatever puppets or
Sheep.
yeah.
He had to
But
fluff
then
it up.
also, and again, you wonder, what was the other one about the transgender porn though? Did you hear about that one?
I did not.
Yeah. it was
Oh,
sort of-
they want to go back to being a guy that when a girl wants to go back to being guys type shit.
supposedly
like
found
they're
on his
like,
browser, you know what I'm saying? But I think they try to hit everybody with that, and that's where I think like the whole like
it's just because the world's fucked up and people don't know what's the fuck, you know.
Wait, and who
I'm sure he was
who
just doing
found
his
this on the-
research.
Who found it? But who?
Who I know, yeah.
No. Who is the person that we're talking about?
Alex
that-
Jones.
Oh, okay,
yeah. On an Alex Jones computer or server, you know what I'm saying?
There
Like,
was
you know,
something about
transgender
trans.
porn.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was in the name of research, though. That's why most people watch porn.
It's the name
anyway.
of frogs being gay. It's true.
You know?
Exactly.
There's proof. Look it up, Dior.
But so I don't know. Any other things that were just like, that's not
With
right.
that, let's bring it over to
Let's get to what everyone wants to talk about. This is what was going
right
on
now.
right?
Off topic, stabbings in Paris. Did you hear about it? This dude going crazy, just stabbing people left and right, fucking blood gush chomping like straight from a movie.
I did not hear
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
crazy.
No, I heard
a
a funny
lot
one.
of killing deaths going like shit's
Here,
crazy
I got
right
a
now,
funny
man.
local one for you. This is a quick one.
What's going on?
A local Naugatuck family was found safe.
Nice.
Family was reported
This
missing.
is good news.
Family was reported missing on September 5th because school had started and 2 of the kids hadn't shown up. So they went to go follow up to find out what was going on, and they found out that the house had been vacated in like June or July.
Oh shit.
And then they realized that the family moved, left the state. So it wasn't that they were never really.
They just left.
They left, you know what I'm saying,
You
and didn't
heard,
report to the school. But I found it interesting, though, because they're not even a Naugatuck family, and the article is just like, Naugatuck family found safe. It was just like, no, they moved.
yeah,
They
exactly.
moved. They,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no.
Yeah, there
everybody's
is no
cool.
story.
Yeah.
There's no story.
And then about that, like, I feel like, yeah, you could make that brain fart of, like, better tell the school that we're not coming next year. Like, I
Yeah.
understand, like, not making that fucking, yeah, we forgot to tell the school that our kids weren't coming back.
But here's the other
guess.
part, though. We forget that part, but then it was just like, because then it'll make you worry. It was just like, well, did they have any friends? How come the friends didn't say anything when they didn't show up?
abrupt moving conspiracy, maybe something. Maybe they were money launderers and they
You
were
know
getting-
what? Check if they're in the Ozarks.
they're not.
Because, you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
they might
Yeah,
be in the
yeah.
Ozarks.
He knows.
Well, yeah, no, but actually, there's no criminal investigation. The families are safe.
Did you hear
Everybody
about
was
this,
checked
so,
on, but I found that interesting.
Post
But-
Malone got his house raided. Oh, go ahead.
No, but just real
Speaking
quick
of
to go on
houses.
I'm assuming that they went through all channels of like phone numbers that they used to have and stuff. Because then
That's
that's
what
another interesting one of like, did you guys move, change all your phone numbers? Because
last
you know,
name.
house phones really aren't the
Right.
shit
Well, they had
anymore.
trouble finding them. So how they ended up finding them was through.
was the school looking
through
for them?
Was the family? Well, the school had notified that they were
Yeah,
you know, what I'm saying,
missing.
they were missing. So through those records, they were family members that they were able to get in contact with. Then for those people to contact the people to call Connecticut back.
So
So yeah, there was somebody on the contact list. Again, you got to remember this was only a 2-day thing. It was 48 hours at the
Yeah,
is that a
family
good
was
thing
missing.
or a bad thing, though? Do you think that you would want the public schools to, want to know exactly where your kids are at all times?
Well, I guess just to make sure, you got to give them. Here's
It's a
the
mixture,
thing,
right, or no?
Yeah, exactly. It's half and half. You know what I'm saying? Like what, if they,
It's
if they,
interesting,
if they
though,
do
just-
nothing, you say that they're doing nothing, and see, here's the point why they don't do anything. They do something, and you're like, you see how they do it? They're doing it wrong. It's
You do it too much.
help is damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Interesting.
But you were saying about
Oh yeah,
post-nasal?
Post Malone, post nasal drip over here, getting robbed in one of his homes over in San Fernando Valley.
Home thugs
3
and
guys
all.
walk in there with 3 biscuits, trying to not
Wasn't
trying.
us-
They
we have alibis.
succeeded.
Yeah, listen to
and
my
they-
podcast.
They stole their shit, his shit. He wasn't there. This is just off of 2 times. I guess Post Malone has actually escaped death. So supposedly his plane. 3
because
now.
he had the plane
Oh,
crash.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
somebody T-boned his
Yep.
car.
And
Now,
now this one, these 3 dudes came
Wow.
looking for him, shooting him
Oh.
hey, dude, go rent the
Stole,
hotel
like-
and just chill the fuck out for a little while.
down. Stole like $15,000 worth of stuff, a safe, and
Yeah.
other
Sounds like
stuff.
an insurance job, but I mean,
It does.
You get flaunt,
I can't imagine.
It's
that
either
dude
that
gives a
or it's
fuck
like-
about $15,000.
No, but
Yeah.
but to pay money, I don't know.
Or it's
You know
just
what
the
I'm saying?
story of his house getting robbed, so it's something else he could rap about.
Yeah.
It's just fake news.
Yeah, I will say it's funny you mentioned that because I was listening to albums the other day because I like to know what I'm talking about if I do or don't like something. So I listened to Eminem's album the other day, and after that I listened to Post Malone's album, and holy shit, he only talks about 2 things. Post Malone, like he talks about heartbreak and drinking and making money, like together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was
Because that's his big fan
his
base is
sound
women.
is cool, but it was literally where like, okay, you're heartbroken. Okay, you're drinking beer, you're making money, and you're pulling up in a Rolls. Like it was dog. It was literally
Here's-
every fucking song is one
Artists-
of those 2.
Artists are no longer artists, I think, and creators of just like their market. You know what I'm saying? I think when we first it was
curators,
just like,
if you will.
Artists
Yeah.
are now personas. They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at first when people, and I don't know, I think this kind of goes with, I think it's more so the story with rappers and MCs that, you know what I'm saying, like you would think that their style, their flow, you know what I'm saying, stems from something, and this is what they are and what they stick to, you
Yeah.
know, but again, the game's changed, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Like I said, he has a cool sound, but it was. I felt like he could have made 5 songs instead of 15. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it would have been
Still
more.
been a
And a lot of
concise.
people make that problem. I think we talked about that before. You know what I'm saying? Quality over quantity. Like,
Yeah.
what is it? The EP versus the album.
Yep. Kanye West should have not made an EP because that shit was garbage.
Is there any other news with Kanye?
He was a supporter of what I was going to get to. Every other show talking about. We may as well get to the Nike. Did you guys cut your Nike, burn your Nikes?
No, I made a lot of good memes though.
Yeah?
that was about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a nice because
The
you saw
memes
what
were
the memes
quick.
were?
Oh
Did
man,
the
they were.
stock go
man.
back up or no?
Yes, yeah, they bounced.
it evened back
Yep.
out. Yeah,
back up.
Yep.
and even in the beginning, it only dropped 3%, which was would happen.
A drop in the bucket on a global scale, though. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying is that would happen on a normal day without any boycotts or anything like
Yeah.
that. You know. and then now it's like it went down to 79. Now it's back up to 82. Like it's not a
Yeah.
you know
I got
overall in Nike, yes, that's a ton of money, but for like I said, for a stockholder, you lost $2, then you made $3. It's not a fucking.
It was a drop in the bucket. I don't want to say like a lot of this is blown out of proportion and not blown out of proportion, but yeah, it was. I think the Nike thing. Can we agree that it was just kind of comical that people were going to burn something that they already
It was a
gave
good
the
trade for
company
the
money?
people that knew about it when to do it, and
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I think that was the effect of the internet, where you might get 50, you might get a fucking 1,000, you might get 10,000 people that are doing it, but like you said, to use your words, it's a drop in the bucket of like there aren't. I saw an article on Yahoo that said white people are furious that, and I'm like, no, that didn't happen, B. Like that didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like there's a couple of fucking down south racist people, and one dude that burnt down his own house trying to burn down the Nike. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's not a consensus. That's not like they look at the outliers, they look at the strong outside cases and say, well, this must be all white people. No, it's not racist because we said it's against
We're
white
gonna
people,
so that
connect
makes
it
it
to them.
fine.
Well, no,
Like,
but I think what would tie into it is I think it makes it clear, not so much as a white people and a little bit of a race thing, and I think I guess your tolerance or acceptance of racism, but I think the people that came strong with the boycotting and the burning of the Nike stuff, and from my perspective, and those that I don't say, I'll say associate with, not necessarily friends. It made it really clear on where they stood with not so much social issues, but race matters. You know what I'm saying? Like it made it super, super clear. Was just like, no, like you know what I'm saying? Like, I know,
I want to see if there's any big ones though, like colleges that didn't take Nike now they took Adidas or fucking.
No, but there's no, but that's the thing though. But why, if anyone, once it's the worst type of bait that you can go for because it has nothing to do, and we said this before, right? We first started talking about this. It has nothing to do with the military. Has nothing to do with the military or the police.
Nope.
All right. The issue was brought up about something else. You know what I'm saying? Again, which was social justice. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't. So anyone that jumped on,
to be all and honest, kneeling is the best way of being a non-violent protest.
Again, it was.
You know?
It was. You want to say creative genius, like any which way, and not trying to make Kaepernick out to be like, you know what I'm saying, like, Sojourner Truth,
genius.
Marcus Garvey, whoever, just saying that the form, it was the perfect, you knew, I think it made it clear, you knew exactly where those people were just like, I'm not racist, you know me. It was just like, no, dog, when you started just saying I'm about to burn my Nikes, and you started posting stories about the police and the military, and your great grandpappy was in WW2, you know what I'm saying, and you ain't done shit since then, but fucking buy poppies every holiday and post Veterans Day stuff, so you ain't done shit for your country, but your pappy did, and his pappy's pappy did, and now you got a problem because somebody says like, okay, maybe these black people are acting a little foolish, but I didn't think we had to shoot them. You know what I'm saying? No, you have to stand, don't kneel. That was the perfect bait for you to take and say,
And that's the other thing, too,
has
where
begun.
I'm still blown away by people don't
Thanks,
understand.
Obama.
By people don't
Appreciate
understand the
it.
reason that he did take a knee in the first place. And me personally, I think if you don't know the reason by now, then you're doing that on purpose.
yeah, you don't want to know. You're being
Exactly.
blindly.
Yep.
That's the da-da-da-da-da-da, you know?
Because
You
people are
enjoy
like, oh my
the
God,
fight.
he's disrespecting the flag. And it's like, no, the military have fought for his right to do that. And he's not kneeling because he doesn't like the fucking flag. Like, that's the shit that people, it's like, whoa.
Well, and the other part about it, so then
just to hate.
so then they say, well, what have they done? So, well, you just like, well, you know what? I'm not like super into the business, but here's some things that are going on. Oh, that's it? Well, you just asked me for a second. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just telling you that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might want to rethink this. They say, oh, well, what about? Well, you got this. Yeah, well, what? Again, you say do your own, do your own research. But I had, somebody's just like, what has he done? What does he sacrifice? Sacrifice for what? And I was just like, well, there's probably about 12 to 2 people who can't speak right now because they're dead. Okay, that you don't, you don't care about their story, and maybe they, acted a fool and don't live the same life as you. But again, I think we should all be able to be, treated equally.
And I think the dude sacrificed his fucking NFL career. And,
and
obviously
he
wasn't.
He was, no,
Yeah,
stop it.
there's. Yeah, he might have been a backup QB, but it doesn't mean that he was going to be out of the fucking league and done, and he did this to save his fucking career. The thing that I don't like, and I don't know if it's true or not, is if the dude just sat on the sidelines for the last 2 years getting paid by Nike, waiting for this 30th anniversary to come out with this. I don't like that if that's what just happened.
But
And I
see,
don't know if
here's-
that's what just happened. I don't know.
Completely wrong. Okay, you're right. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean you're wrong. I mean,
Yeah,
wrong. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? If that was the premise, it was just like, but here's the thing, though. Somebody had to do it, though. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had to do it. And I would believe the story that 2 years in, they said, you know what? You need to grow the afro. You're a light-skinned motherfucker, so we choosing you. Okay, just like we chose Obama, half and half. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we're choosing you because you're half and half. You grow the afro. Potentially, I can see that.
Yep.
You think, 'cause I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that shit. I live for the tinfoil. But somebody had to be the. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you know, whether he chose to do it out of the goodwill or he was selected. You know.
Like I
somebody
said,
had to do
I
it.
think it's a great PR move. I think
He
it's
was
all
anointed.
That, but how we had talked before, even before we knew about the Nike deal, where we're just like, okay, but where's Kaepernick?
Yeah.
Because he. And I'm not saying that he wasn't doing anything behind the scenes out of the camera's view, but you would think that if he was doing stuff that the cameras would be on him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's
No,
one of
well,
those,
here's
I don't know
thing.
the story yet.
Did you want? Here's the thing. Did people want to follow it? Because again, I couldn't fully answer. Like only part that I knew was well, since it had first happened, he had been giving away. He only gave away like $2 million up until this point. Now
Yep.
I'm saying only $2 million because it was $1 million a year and it was only going on for 2 years. So who knows how much he would have donated? Like outside of this, and then you're like, well, was it the Nike money that he was donating? So anything outside of the money that he was donating, and I know that there were programs, and here's the interesting thing though, when you read about certain players that have been protesting since, more or less Colin said, look guys, like, if you want to, stand for something or fall for anything, and other people are like, yeah, these other players do have their causes. You know what I'm saying? Like you got some players with the fist. It's not so much about like, exactly Colin's thing.
Yeah.
It's just that like, no, I'm going to protest, and if you want to talk about, they do have platforms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They do have, their websites and social media links that if you cared enough to, see what they're protesting about, you could,
you go ahead and
then
this
maybe
was
make
just
your
the one
opinion.
that
You know what I'm
caught
saying?
on.
Then
Yeah.
tell the story about, your great-great-grandpappy who,
No, I hear you. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens after this now. Like now, does he go on the Tonight Show? Now, does he go on fucking
Yes.
Stephen Colbert?
Yes.
That's what I want to see where it
No,
goes
but
now.
well, okay, you're right, and I think
Oh,
we should
definitely.
look up some stuff because I think he did
Probably did a few,
have
yeah.
some appearances.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the
Since?
Nike thing, not since Nike.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
talking
what I
about.
mean.
I'm talking about. Yeah, not since Nike, but up until.
Yeah.
I think at least Colbert, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I could see him going with Colbert though, and who's the other one that took over? The fuck's his name?
But see, I
The one
can't.
that was on the Man Show.
I can't. Kimmel. Yeah.
Kimmel,
well,
yeah.
any
Kimmel, yeah,
any
yeah.
of those, because I mean they're definitely liberal based or biased.
Yep.
All day.
But I here's the thing though, and I think in unfairness, everybody gets a kick out of. I think the liberal program is more enjoyable, more
Fairness.
no, I say it's provocative enough to say like to get the goobers to start goobing, and enough to get the people to start I'm saying like the haters or the pot to start boiling. You know what I'm saying? Like
Jim Carrey posted about America needs to accept socialism.
well, he was on the Bill Maher show
something like
talking about it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He goes as opposed. And not to justify his words because I think it's a scary word. And I got a couple things I thought about this because they keep wanting to tie into how bad socialism is in Venezuela. I'm not going to be an advocate for it because again I don't truly know about it. I think a lot of people don't really know about it, and I think they throw it out there as the boogeyman, as the pedo word. You know what I'm saying?
Trump card.
So. I said I'm not buying that that particular part about it. But before we get into that though, what I wanted to talk about NFL real quick and tie in our present though. I think he's starting all of this because the truth, I think we said it before, the dude didn't get his NFL team. You know what I'm saying? And if you know more about like that story, I think that's just a
What do you
business
mean?
bone to pick. That's why he's really doing all this.
Oh, okay.
What team was
he
Trump
wanted his
trying
own
to get?
franchise?
He,
you remember?
he wanted a team. He wanted his arena, not arena. Oh God, what was it? Not the AFL, the USFL. He wanted his New York, New Jersey Generals to be in the NFL. Okay. And the story is super, super great because he joins the USFL. First, he wants to get into the NFL, and they're just like, no, you can't do it. So he finds out about the USFL, puts in a team, becomes the face. They have a season that starts in the spring. He's like, no, we got to go into the fall to compete with them. They go ahead. He brings this big antitrust thing. Comes back. He basically buries the case for the USFL. Was just like, you guys have a case, but this dude right here just blew it all for you. Oh. Side note, the night before the case, he goes up to Roselle and says, I'll drop the lawsuit, just give me a team and I'll tell all the other guys to back out. Roselle tells me, he goes, not in a million years would I entertain you or an offer like that. You know what I'm saying? He goes, never. You will never have a team in the NFL. They go to court, the whole antitrust. Just basically, and I'm not trying to, I don't have the highest opinion of the guy, but basically the reports of the jurors in the depiction of him was a man that had lost his. He was just rambling, talking about because then the NFL is doing this, and you know what I'm saying they're taking all the money in this, and you know
It's not fair. It's not fair.
So they come back out and they say they rule in his favor. They say, you know what, there is an antitrust case going on, you know, so it's just like you guys are awarded money.
So
but
there's a war going on outside.
because-
no man is safe from.
because they hated Trump so much, they awarded the USFL $1. Okay.
Wow.
At the hearing, when they gave the sentencing, the owner of the Giants reached into his wallet, got up, grabbed $1, dropped it on Trump, and walked out. So
Damn.
Just make a joke of
now,
him.
come back in 84, 85, basically almost 30 years later. Now he's the president, and he's just
Joke's
like,
on who now?
You know, but I think
Well,
he's trying to
there's-
get that.
There was that, but I also think there
Here's
was
your
that
dollar
dinner
back.
with Obama. When remember that White House Correspondents' Dinner when Obama like was talking that shit and he said, "And I'm something you'll never be, president."
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Trump just like when Trump was on the roast, he took it all and he was just like, "Okay, I'm gonna show these motherfuckers."
Yeah.
And then man, but even still to this day, I don't think Trump necessarily wanted to win. I still
No,
don't think
he
that.
didn't.
You know?
And again, I don't like to say the product of his victory was everybody being like, I'm not voting for him, I'm not voting for her. So all you had was just
Yeah.
the little fanaticals on the left and right, and there happened to be more fanaticals on you know what I'm saying, on the right hand side.
Yep.
You know,
the
that's
Ritz.
really what happened. It wasn't that, you know, when you saw all the people that went out there and it really wasn't that many. Yeah, but those were all the people that cared. All the
Yeah,
people
yeah.
that
Yeah.
cared showed up, you know?
Man,
But
and I
then you
still
have some
miss-
people that are like in the closet Trump supporters. They don't want no one to know.
No, and
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
that's fine.
And,
but
and
what
that's
I'm
all the
saying
people
is
that just go, I don't talk
unpopular.
about my vote. That's all those people. Because you know those motherfuckers like, no, I don't talk about my vote. I don't talk about who I voted for. It's not nice to ask a woman her weight, her age, or who she voted for.
Yeah, no, and
Yeah.
so you're just like, oh, you're right. Jill Stein, and like, no, I didn't, you know, so you call them up.
Did you
like,
feel the burn? You went
Yeah.
with the burn?
Yeah, and then
She went
that's
with
where
the-
you get them.
Killer Queen Kuru.
Man, but I'm telling you, I miss Celebrity Apprentice because that show was really, really fucking dope. That's one of those like.
And-
I enjoy mindless reality television, like not like the Kardashians and shit like that, but like when there's like game shows and shit
Yeah.
involved. Because that show was awesome. With Dennis Rodman was on there, drunk as fuck at all times, like trying to
Ask
like
trivia questions.
no, like trying to sell people on the street like a meatball sandwich. Like it was just
Gotcha. Yeah.
it was good entertainment. It was good mindless entertainment.
Almost
and,
like
here's-
The Apprentice in the good old days.
That's what I was talking about.
Okay,
The
my
bad.
Apprentice. Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Hey.
So there are
But
three
hey,
of us
we're
here.
on the right- we're
There
on the
really
right-
are three of us here.
At least we
So
were
he's
thinking.
talking about The Apprentice.
Yo, you want to make a bet? I bet you
No.
anything. The guy on
No
that show
bets.
becomes president one day.
right?
I bet
No,
you
but see,
does.
And then who was it? Arnold Schwarzenegger. He did a season of it, and then it sucked.
Plunk.
And then
Yeah,
people
yeah.
were just like, "Well, it's
But
over."
that was
I'm like, "Fuck."
that was the Trump. But see, I think that was the Trump factor of him saying like, if it's not my seat, like you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
NBC or C, they were trying to say, well, this is our show. Like again, you got a guy who take whatever. The fact is, you got a thin-skinned guy that's ready to trade barbs. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't take much. Everyone
Yep.
wants to talk about snowflake, tweet, watch him dance. You know what I'm saying? No, this dude is the fucking maestro dancer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's the fucking Paula Abdul, the fucking like everything. and all this.
shapeshifter.
Yeah.
And
You
it's
know?
funny because
No,
speaking
he's
of
not. He's got one shape. Korg, Krang. What did I say?
And
It was Krang, Korg.
funny because speaking of people with thin skin, Eminem is very similar in that fact because on his new album, he's complaining that Donald Trump won't answer him back.
Yeah.
But talking about it at the same time about how like Donald's afraid because he knows I'll wreck him. When you're like, yeah, but he won't even fucking address you, and that's why you're really, really mad. You know?
Yeah. But I don't know.
That's
But see,
too
that's the
funny.
thing. There's some people that do want to go to him. He doesn't mess with anybody, and I don't mean like why? Because if you think about the people that want to mess with him, he doesn't entertain them. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
It's
Trump
like that.
likes to be the go-ter.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Not the
It's-
goatee.
it's Bully 101. He wouldn't have gotten. Yeah. It's
Eminem got the goatee thing going. He's not the go-ter.
That is funny. But no, you're right. Like Trump likes to pick his targets. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Instead of people that go at him. But no, that is fucking funny.
So, but yeah, so that was
The goatee.
And again, so maybe I think if the NFL wanted to get it right, it's not so much the NFL, also the TV stations, because the TV stations can decide what they're showing and what they're not
Well, yeah,
showing.
because they've all
So,
no one's showing the
as soon
anthem.
as ESPN's not. CBS did. The day shows did. Only show that did not was was ESPN and the Sunday night show on NBC.
But and even if they are showing the anthem, I think they're not showing people kneel anymore
Right,
because
yeah.
it was just from what I heard, it was just two players on the Miami Dolphins that did it this week. but they said that they weren't shown on TV.
Out of all the players in the NFL,
No.
only 2 did it.
No. There was I think
there
about 20.
Can we get
about 20, something like that. But there were 2 kneels.
Did.
2 kneels. There were some fists, and there were some people waiting in the tunnel.
Waiting in the wings.
Kneeling in the tunnel.
It was out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
In the tunnel.
I think they don't.
Pre-game
throw the,
stretching,
camera
whatever,
on 'em.
tweeting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Got
Instagram
you.
living.
Got you.
But yeah, I think that they're kind of doing the thing how when Morgan Freeman was asked about race and how do we solve racism, and he said stop talking about it and stop identifying people as black and white and all that other shit. And I think I think the NFL, whoever is using the cameras, is finally getting smart about it. About like, just leave it alone. And not that it'll go away, but like so many people won't pay attention to it to where if it's not news every day, you would never think about it. Like, who knows? Remember that oil leak like 4 years ago? It might still be leaking. We have no fucking clue.
Yep.
But you know what? We're not told about it every day, so we don't think
or
about
the
it.
story of the CIA, it lost like $10 billion or $1 trillion, and nothing.
Oh, yeah,
the
the pre-9/11.
Yep.
And it's still missing. No one knows. Who cares? Because we forgot.
Exactly.
Welcome to the show.
So I think that's what it'll be with the kneeling eventually is like they'll stop covering it, they'll stop talking about it, and then it eventually won't have the impact that it did.
I'm waiting for the
does.
next touchdown where they do something special, break dancing.
Nope,
and
it's
all
done.
break with
Here's
knee.
the thing.
No
No
more dancing,
more. They
motherfuckers.
took that away, and I think that was
Again?
yes. They brought it in. I thought last year was one of the funnest things that they did.
Yeah.
But I think in
How
light
dare
of
you
the
have fun playing a fucking game?
Yeah, because now you got to realize that whatever type of penalty that you impose, one, these players can afford. Now knowing that you
Yeah.
have, you know what I'm saying, they can afford it now, knowing that you have like Nike backing the movement. Ford came out and said, I was going to tell you about like no one's burning their Fords, but Ford came out in support of of players.
Not yet.
Because it's probably wild illegal to blow up your fucking car in your front lawn.
Is America.
and it's a lot different than $100 pair of shoes. Like, what?
It's a
Fuck
peaceful
Ford.
protest.
I'm going to go light my $20,000 car on fire or my $100 pair of shoes.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
Spray those out.
You know what? People also aren't burning their Nissans. They're also not burning their BMWs. They're also not burning their Chevys. They're not burning anything else.
They are on an insurance scheme, though. so-
Exactly, in the
I mean,
insurance scheme.
Let's see what happens.
Which brings us back to Post Malone, and that's probably what happened.
Probably.
That's fucking hilarious.
Oh, that was very delayed.
They all want
Sorry
us in
about that.
jail.
That is a hilarious thing. Of like, that's the best fucking statement ever. People aren't burning their Fords. Yeah, no shit.
Well, no, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, they want something to say, right? Oh,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
going to go ahead and do this, I mean, again, God forbid you tell somebody that, like, these particular people are spraying, like, chemicals and pesticides in your food. Don't buy this particular food or drink.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, you're a whack job, you know what I'm saying? But just like, hey, you want to, burn Nikes and...
That's crazy.
You know,
Well, that's
so-
No, I
going
feel
on.
you because I saw the headline on Yahoo, but I didn't click on it. But it's funny to hear that that's what it was.
But yeah, right, nobody, you know what I'm saying? It was just very, Ford came back and they were
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, wait a minute. Actually, I don't have any socks or shirt. I don't know how I'm going to get to the store to buy my new clothes.
Right.
So
Tough,
I'm not going to do anything to my car just
Right?
yet.
Build Ford tough. Don't burn our cars.
Recall that sucker. Speaking of recall, though, what else is that? You're not gonna recall your Ford or the chicken?
Oh, half pound of chicken. That was crazy. Wayne Farms, be on the lookout. It was announced. By the time you catch up on all of these shows, the recall will probably just be done. But no,
You're sick.
500,000 pounds of chicken from Wayne Farms made it out now. Some of the places they distribute, you can't necessarily find them in like in the grocery store, but they sell things like restaurant chains, like
So you might have got it.
Chang's, like you know what I'm saying. Like,
So
I
if you
don't
go
mean-
to a restaurant and the special is chicken, don't order it.
no, for a little bit,
Yeah.
absolutely. And
Give it about a month.
and it's metal.
scary.
We're not talking about salmonella. We're not talking about the poison. You know what I'm saying?
Said it's metal?
Steroid
Metal.
chickens, yes, metal in the chicken. 500,000 pounds to be recalled. I thought that was
That's
Whoa.
crazy.
crazy. I
How
know,
the fuck
and I
does
love
that
chicken.
get missed? Like, I mean, now.
Well, no, it's. You ready?
Yeah,
I could give you
I'm
the
ready.
picture,
Yeah,
and it's a gross
I'm
one.
sure, I'm sure.
Big old
Sure it
production
is.
line.
Yeah.
Bunch of little chickens walking through, head chop off, head chop off, head chop off. You know what I'm saying? Machines are just running. We pump out 120 chickens a second, and then all of a sudden it gets caught up with a fucking gizzard
Yep.
or something.
Yeah.
Click,
And
click,
Bob,
click, click.
that's supposed to be watching, is taking a shit.
No, he knows this
burning
happens.
his Nikes in the bathroom.
This happens all the time. Just turn it up. You know what I'm saying? Then clink, clink,
Oh,
clink, clink, clink. So, but yeah, that's how Yeah, no, there's no mad scientist like I'm shaving metal.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like
just making sure there was no company that was.
All it takes is one beat.
No, they're fine with the Monsanto stuff. They don't have
Yeah.
to.
Exactly.
So again, that's one of these errors that end up happening. But
Wow.
crazy crazy lawsuit though.
Horrible.
That could potentially end up happening. So yeah,
So I
watch
take
the chicken.
I mean, I take it's metal shavings.
yeah,
or
yeah,
like,
shaving charge and yeah.
It's not like you're gonna try to cut into a breast.
No,
and
no,
fucking-
no.
You
Yeah,
hit a
yeah.
rod.
Yeah, no.
I was thinking like heavy metals, like fluoride in your chicken.
No, yeah. The nickel.
Don't eat the chicken.
Trace amounts of nickel and aluminum inside the chicken.
Someone needs to start that band though. Heavy Metal Chicken. That's fucking,
It might be out there though, because I think that Robot
be.
Chicken, the show, that sparked a lot of. There's stupid names, man.
right.
In high school, we started a band called Piss on Donut. You know what I mean? Like, so anything is possible.
Nice.
True.
You know.
True.
I like
Anything
that.
is possible. Speaking of, if we want to hit this real quick, yo, young Muskie. I didn't get through the whole interview, but he got interviewed by Joe Rogan. Pretended to hit the weed, which was cute.
Right, you saw that smoke blow out of his mouth.
Yeah,
That was
fa-
horrible.
it was kind of like if listen, I'm
That was
dating
like
myself, but the movie Belly is pretty much a hood classic. But what took me out of it forever, if you watch Nas in the movie Belly, he never inhales anything that he's smoking, and it ruins the entire experience for me. But yeah, Elon Musk on there talking about AI, talking about the Boring Company, talking
Not
about
Allen
his
Iverson.
flamethrowers. No. So yeah, he's like, man, we're gonna bring back Philly again.
Practice.
But yeah, interesting interview. He definitely comes across as like a mad scientist that hasn't gotten enough sleep.
Yeah.
Not necessarily cocky, you know. I thought he was kind of just like, kind of came across as a nerd, you know.
Yeah.
But
But was he coming down so he wasn't cocky?
Well, he hit the
I don't
blunt
know
like
him
a
in any
cigar.
other-
Oh, okay.
sense, you know what I
yeah.
mean? So-
No, but you've been around people where you didn't know them, but you're like, this fool's high.
yeah,
It definitely seemed like he came to the interview just kind of waking up, not caring. Whereas Joe Rogan, woke up early, he got
Prepared.
nice and dressed.
Well, see, that's the
Elon was
difference.
like, I'm coming today.
I think that's the
fucking-
difference of certain types of. I think Joe Rogan. I don't know if he drinks. You know what I'm saying, but likes his weed and stuff. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
he, in preparation with he can do drugs in preparation. I don't think that Elon Musk can do drugs in preparation. I think drugs are the after effect of like my life is just so I can
Yeah,
do
yeah.
this too.
No, well, I mean that's the reason I believe why it happened. Because I was about to get out of work, and I was checking through my YouTube, and it went live at like 11:30 or 12 o'clock at night. Like they did the interview stupid late, and then the next day everybody watched it on the replay. So yeah, I think it could have been an off the cuff thing where it was
Yep.
just like, oh hey, yeah, we're gonna do it right now. Okay, cool, yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, I
Fucking come
can be
through,
there.
you know?
Yeah.
The way
But
he
it
hit
was
that blunt was like a
interesting.
cigar.
So, but I
Yeah.
think the big rah-rah, the big crying thing happened because not hearing it, but whatever the result was at the end of it, like two big people on his team like resigned
Left,
like shortly
yeah.
after. So that's why I was like, if there was anything juicy of it that or was it just like I said, just a millionaire, just aloof kind of,
No. He was, explaining, what he was doing basically with the Boring Company, digging the holes underneath, and he had different plans for different planes and stuff like that. But I got, like I said, about halfway through it, so there's still about an hour and a half that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I didn't think he came off crazy. I think he definitely has admitted recently that he takes Ambien, and I've taken Ambien before, and that's not something that you can live on. Like that's
Ask
you
Roseanne.
have for real. Because this is the thing: if you take Ambien and you don't go to sleep, it's like taking acid. It's and I'm not saying like chemically it does the same thing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it gives me the same feeling of being on acid, where you're just like, whoa, I am out there. Yeah, young Luffy.
Young Luffy.
But it was interesting, and yeah, he's definitely one of the people that believes that not to hit the switch on AI because they will kill us all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like he even says that he's trying to stop other companies from doing it.
Or hit
and
the
going
switch
all
from
the way.
turning it on or turning it off. What do you
Turning
mean?
it on.
Oh,
He
really?
doesn't want
Yeah.
people to turn it on and go that far with what we could do because how AI can learn so much. They can learn thousands of years of
Yeah.
information in 5 minutes, and then
But see,
they'll be so far ahead of us and just decide that they don't need us anymore.
Yes. Now, but see, here's the thing about it, though. I think the rapid effect to it is we start saying like, start blaming it and saying, oh, it's censoring this and that, and I think it's just predicting. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I don't think it's so much manipulated. I think it's just kind of predicting, like,
I don't
what's,
want AI to do anything until I get my profits from my crypto. Take it out, spend whatever, get my shack in the woods, underground base. Then you could do whatever you want. Then we Gucci.
That would be interesting though. But I don't know. I guess there's enough movies to speculate.
Yeah, exactly. Mad Max got me
What would
prepared.
happen?
Let's do this. What else is new in sports? Serena Williams got some hoo-ha beef.
A lot of Serena
was
beef
wild.
going on.
lot of
Prior
Serena
prior to that though, it almost feels like she's being it could be perceived that she's being picked on because prior to what was it, the U.S. Open that just passed?
I believe so.
All right, so prior to that, she was her little black cat suit was banned. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yep.
inappropriate. You know, and then shortly after that, she just recently lost the U.S. Open. Had received a penalty because they thought that she was cheating, and then she had received
so?
Coach gave her a thumbs up. Now
Yeah.
maybe that thumbs up was something. I don't know. I'm sure a bunch of people in the crowd probably gave her a thumbs up, right? You know what I'm saying?
From I guess in U.S. Open, and this is what I was reading because I don't watch the U.S. Open, but they said that while the game is playing, after the game starts, you cannot be coached by your coach.
Right, correct.
So why the coach is there is weird to me anyway. But they said,
Well, no, but see, the coach is in the stands though.
oh, he's in the
He's
stands.
he's
Okay.
not there like
I didn't know
your
that.
typical
Yep.
sports coach. But see, here's where I'll let you finish. But here's where but Beyonce had the best album. No, but so here's where it gets interesting though, because in tennis the coach sits. So in tennis you switch sides, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they typically find a side that is, you know what I'm saying, at one point they will be
They
facing
can make that
you.
eye
You
contact.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So I'm not the big I'm a fan of tennis, so I do there are
What kind of
cheating
signs
things.
can there be
A
to
whole
modify
bunch.
your game and to get the
Just
edge
like
on
in
the other
baseball.
player?
You know
If you
what I mean?
don't-
There's a sign.
well, no,
yo,
yeah.
stop doing this. Like
No,
this
but I'm
means
saying
stop
though,
using
like,
your backhand.
You don't know if this tennis player is gonna do a slice or a lob. You know, you can't coordinate. And say, oh, here comes the fucking.
No. But you can, while they're serving, you can tell them. You know what I'm saying? While they are in the serving spot, if they're serving across from you, absolutely, you can say, I can see that her back foot's. What it's possible.
Possible.
You know what
I
I'm
think
saying? It's
there can
possible.
be a
And
shorthand
it's been done, though.
communication.
It's been done. Like
Yeah.
I know of stories where there was truth to the coach sitting there, like, you know, here, whatever the
Yep.
sign meant. Like there were, you know, you could see video of like, hey,
Yeah.
this is when it happened.
I think it's just like when you watch two other people argue, and from the outside of it, you're just like, wow, you are so wrong. You know what I mean? But I think that could be when he's watching the game and he's like, yo, just go to left. She can't hit anything on her left.
yeah,
but when you're
yeah,
in the game, you
yeah,
might
yeah.
not be like, no, she can't hit
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So
I
however
got
they
you,
do
I
the
got you.
sign,
Yep,
but
yep,
the sign that came out, like you said, is the coach gave a thumbs up. And apparently the line judge was just like, nope, you guys are using signals. Boom, you're getting penalized.
Yeah, so lost a point for that. That's a big deal to lose a point. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to win, you know, 6
Yeah.
sets to get, you know, to get there. So she lost a point there, and then when she lost a point, she lost it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then she received the penalty, and I think it was like a $17,000 fine. Ultimately,
She got fined $17,000,
For
and she
what,
lost
yelling
the
at
game.
someone?
verbal abuse to the official.
Yeah,
a lady official.
It was a man.
No,
Oh,
man.
man, it was a man. Okay.
But one of the things that was weird, and I think it maybe comes with money, is she kept yelling at the guy, apologize to me, to me. And the guy just gave her a penalty. You know, and whether it's right or wrong, I don't know because I don't know enough about the sport. But it was one of those, like, it felt like something only a rich person would do, where she's like, no, apologize to me right now. And he's just like, that's not happening.
Yeah, well,
But
no, I don't think it was a money thing. I think it was a newborn mother thing. Tell your child, you just messed up. You know what I'm saying? You messed up. Say you're sorry right now.
That is true,
I
because she
think
was
that
talking
part.
to him like he was a little kid,
Yes,
where,
yeah.
like, I've never
That's where I
seen
take
an
that.
adult yell at another adult, like, you need to apologize to me right now. And it was
Yeah.
weird to where then, like, they're still going, and she's like, you apologize to me now. Whereas, like, she almost seemed like a little kid.
For the
Now, here's-
penalty on the coach thing.
Yeah, because she
the whole
was
thing.
going
Yeah.
off on,
Yeah.
because she was going off on, I've never cheated in my entire life,
So
which may
did-
be true.
No,
you know?
but this is
So
where
she was
this is where-
humiliated.
No, I think again, I think in sports,
I
you
think
get
she
caught
felt
up
like
on the
she was
moment.
wronged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In sports, and again, potentially, but here's the thing: in sports, when you're caught up in the moment, it's possible to act foolish. Unfortunately, I can't fault them. She did look bad. She looked like a
yeah,
baby
yeah.
at sometimes. And
Yep.
what I would say is she ran her mouth too much, because I always
Yep.
felt that when someone's saying like, and I never lie, and as a parent, I treat my
Yeah,
child
yeah,
not to. That's when, to me, I'm like, you lay down too thick.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
lay-
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
I just
yeah,
made a
yeah.
mistake, but I think I just caught you. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
She even
Or she
went
knows
to,
she's
like,
such a big figure. It's like, I need to really express.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not the
you know,
one.
but that's where I say that's when
Yeah.
people paint it was just like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? And they
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
get I don't know, a stack of Bibles and on my baby. Now she didn't
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
When people
yeah,
get
yeah.
into
No,
that
but she
defiant
even went
mode.
into like, yeah, I teach my daughter to act this way, and she
Yeah.
was even like, there's millions of little girls watching me, and they need to know that I don't cheat. You need to apologize to me.
So
and it
that's
was just
what it
one of
was,
those.
yeah,
She
yeah,
went
yeah.
off. She definitely went too far, and it's interesting to see like everybody online now is doing the whole just like, and that's a strong black woman, and that's how you need to act. When it was like, no, she did act a little bit too much in my opinion.
No, but here's
It was
the thing,
like,
though, like,
if you've been
She
wrong,
probably got in a room with Nike. They're
but-
like, any
but
chance you get. No.
This is
guess-
almost
well, I
like
guess-
this is almost like the thing with, you know, and it's a far reach, but the thing with police, like, yo, if you're getting arrested, just get arrested, just chill. Like, take it up afterwards because she did that. Then she broke her fucking racket, and then
that's not
and then
nice to
argued
little
about it
girls.
continuously, and then lost the entire thing because of that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
where it was like, yeah,
Meltdown.
maybe
No,
just
back to what I said earlier, but athlete in the moment, you know what I'm saying? Like
I
we
fully
can
get
say
that. Yes,
whatever,
yes.
but at the end of it, what we say means nothing. We're not the athlete in the moment,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like we're not the one we're not the tennis people. What'd she do to the game? Like
It just makes
We-
you want to test her for
but,
testosterone.
see that's everything though.
Yep.
Everything is going
Everyone's
on.
going on. People's
No,
like,
but
why
see,
did she
here's the
lash
thing,
out
though.
like that?
Right, because the truth is the men do it. The men berate
yeah.
the officials. The men smash rackets. They don't lose points. They don't get fines.
Okay.
You know exactly. So another thing that came out, there's have to see it again. Kind of generalizing here, but there's sports cartoons. Semi
I saw the
anti
cartoon.
Serena.
It
You know what I'm
was
saying? Like
wild.
you know what I'm saying? Like kind of painting the bad picture. So like I said, it's definitely not fair. Again, looking at it was just like. You want to say like let's get on to my thing kind of like the anthem like let's just get past this
Yeah.
But again the athlete in the moment you know what I'm saying like you see passion and drive
Exactly.
like
Yeah,
you know?
No, I get
but
it.
and then the other, if we want to throw the tinfoil hat on real quick, that line judge, it was his last game ever.
Oh,
so
wow.
if
To
you-
be right, what is he known for?
Maybe he was just like,
I don't
nah,
have
B,
to-
you're not winning
not
this
on
one.
my-
not,
yeah.
not on my
Yeah,
watch.
last
You know?
time I
Or
heard about this
that
not
could
happening.
be the result of I'm not taking this on my last day of work. You know what I'm saying? You happen
Yeah,
to be on the end of my. It's my last day. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know.
You are my stick.
Yeah.
I'm wiping you off.
Yep. No, for real. That is true. It could have just been like, no, this is my last fucking game. Just we're not doing this shit, you know. But
But like I said, in fairness, if there were more men penalties, you know what I'm saying?
I would
Yeah.
say that's the only
I
case she
agree with
has
that
that
too.
would bring
It's the
something
strongest
awareness.
one though. Her big case is just like outside of
Yeah.
the penalties. Serena has been big on this for a while.
Yeah.
Talking
She
about
coulda
how
laughed
she's one of
off.
the major tennis champions, and there's people that are like nowhere near her status that have made more money being a career quarterfinalist in the men's bracket, and she's won all of these titles, and people are still now. Again, we talked about WNBA versus NBA. More people watching the NBA.
Yeah.
With tennis, there's just as I personally think there's just as many people that like to watch the men and the women. I think tennis is one of those things where you watch for the sport. Basketball, I think there's certain things in the sport you watch.
yeah. No, like
Can there
Serena
be
and
a,
Venus
uh,
definitely made women's tennis. You know, I understand that. Yeah.
So there's male tournaments, there's female tournaments. Can we have just now a one international universal tournament where co-ed versus each other? So Serena could go against men.
No, because then that, like I said, what would that like in the end? What would that end up? It would just cause to create separate.
Just the internet would go nuts.
Yeah.
The internet would explode.
It would.
I would love to see it though. I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean,
I would love
these
to
charity
see-
things happen. You know what I'm saying? They happen.
Yeah, yeah.
no, it's not for charity though. It's to prove that she should be getting paid more than that person.
No, but
It
that's
should
not.
be.
No, but that's not the thing. If the tournament brings in X amount of dollars, then why should the male get the bigger portion of the pie when everyone's going to see the tournament? It's not everyone's going to see the men's tournament. Everyone's going to see the tournament. So
That's what I'm
why
saying.
is the biggest portion given? I'm just like I said, asking the question.
Yeah, yeah. I would
just like
say
she
for
would.
her then she needs to get better agents, better lawyers, better.
No, but
whoever
no.
does the
That's
fucking-
not it. It's the structure of the tournaments. The structure of even golf is like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
again, you might say,
Well,
well,
it's like saying how come the female tournaments they could only amass a certain amount of money to pay.
why is the prize again? The
Yeah.
prize pool is significantly different,
Television
but
marketing,
the people
who's-
that are the draw to it is
Advertising.
universal.
Yeah, yeah. Well, then take one off, take two off. Be like, listen, I'm the king of this shit.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it till you pay me right. Do that shit. You know what I mean?
but that's the thing though. You need that money though. You're right though. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like
but
that's
she
why
doesn't
we're not
need that
striking.
money now. Like she's on plenty of fucking
There's a lot of movements
what's the
being paid
newest
for by
commercial?
Nike right now.
Yeah.
So-
No, she's on like a new Visa commercial. And how
She's
many
on
years
Chase.
has she been doing this?
Yeah.
Chase. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like she's got money to take a season off and be like, listen, see how you do without me, you know?
Yeah, that's
and
true.
See if it changes, you know?
I would love to see her go against whoever the guys are. I just want to see her.
She-
I
no,
want
but
to see
she-
her go against a guy that makes just a little bit more than her, or like I just want to see if that's the reasoning of why she's getting paid the amount. Is it your pay is based on your skill, or you're based on because you're a
No.
female?
Yes, absolutely. Historically, that's always how it's been.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
I just want to see the
No, and she
female.
admitted that. No, you gotta watch. Serena has done it. You know what I'm saying? She's like, people want her to face a male, and she admitted she's just like, I probably couldn't beat the top 50 men. You know what I'm saying? Would house me. It wouldn't be close. She has said
We'll
it.
see though.
No, why? But she said it though.
I want to see
You know
it.
what I'm saying? She said it. She said it. She goes, I can't return a serve over 100 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? She goes, that's what these men do. I can't do that. You know. But like I said, if everyone coming through the gate pays $10 and you're taking $3 out of all of that to give to the
Yeah.
So like I said, she does have a case, and she's
Definitely.
always winning though. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk about tennis and not say her,
Yeah. I
mention
agree.
her name. So she definitely has a point. And again, like she just, I feel like, I don't know, she's having a bad. After this tournament, it can make it feel like the industry, the industry's coming after her. Because first the cat suit fine, they say you can't wear this, And the ironic thing about it is women's tennis costumes got to be like, what I'm saying, like one of the most provocative sport outside of volleyball.
Because even like
women's
when I was
volleyball.
watching all the clips of her arguing with the official, I'm like, why the fuck do they have her in like a pink tutu?
Yeah.
And, like, a brown strap that like only covers one arm and goes. I'm like, what the fuck is she wearing? And I don't mean this as a slight to her because I'm sure she has to wear this, but I'm like, what the fuck do they have her wearing? Like, shit is ridiculous. Like to play tennis, not all the women should be in a fucking tutu. Like, shit is ridiculous.
So, but again,
Oh shit.
What do we know? Come
What
on.
do we know? Yeah.
I'm sorry. I do pee standing up, so I'm sorry, guys, that I'm sticking up for women. I do pee standing up like you. But,
That's too funny.
But yeah, I don't know. Another thing no one wants to talk about. Speaking of, actually, let's just get completely sexist and chauvinistic. I read a study that the bush is coming back.
The bush.
Yes, I'm not talking
No
about
trend.
Jenna. I'm not talking about George, and obviously I'm not talking about Barbara.
Hey, she might be coming back. What's that kuru? What's that kuru on zombieism? Does it work?
Yeah, you gotta do the Mecca like a high Mecca.
What is it? Some European thing? Or
No. Just saying that
killer kuru
that the bush is coming back. That women are less inclined to
The bush
to
is
keep,
back in town. The bush is back in town. The bush is back.
I'm all for it, right? Free and do what you like. Why, I just found it interesting that, what I'm saying, like, they had put it out there and you're like, I should have said who was reading the article, but
Hey, it's freedom of peach. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do whatever you want to do down there. But it is odd to where I wonder, because I don't know the communication that females have with each other, but I'd love to be able to do a documentary if I could ever infiltrate the system on how those work, because like
vaginas?
Yep, I don't really understand them, because when Trump said grab him by the pussy, I'm like, what?
Does it have a handle?
Yeah.
But
No.
legal?
But I mean,
Plug,
like,
push the button.
how women learn that. They're like, no, this is what's happening right now. You know what I mean? And I can akin it to, like, you remember about a year
All the
ago?
guys are doing it.
Johnny
You
in
remember
gym class.
Girl, Bush, you get paid more.
You remember about a year
Serena's
ago?
doing it.
It wasn't a tutu. Oh my God! Do you remember about a year ago when all
Too much.
women were dyeing their hair gray? And it's one of those things where you're like, how do you guys just all know that, like, no, this is what we do now. Everyone just dye your fucking hair gray because that's the cool thing. Same thing. Like, how do you just know?
Well,
Is that everyone, syncs up on the same cycle? Like, how do you
Some-
know? Like,
some
yeah,
of
guys,
it's-
don't shave the puss anymore. Just,
Some of it's cultural.
yeah.
All right.
It's a global consciousness grid. It's invisible that we're all
Some of it's
connected
cultural, and a lot of it is
Telling you.
dictated subliminally by
Yes.
us as men. And when I say us as men, I mean us, I'm saying men from the advertising to, I'm saying, like, the boyfriend, husband.
And just once it catches on big enough, it does get induced in a massive adoption type way. Like, there's a study with these monkeys. It's tough to compare this. So what are we talking about? Vaginas?
Yeah, I was wondering where it was going to, like, you said it was a massive, and I was just like.
I'll tell you in the next episode.
But it's one of those things where so then I wonder, is it like in the locker room at the YMCA, in the locker room at the gym, is it just like that a woman notices, oh, everyone's-
growing
okay,
too?
Yeah, you're growing it all now. So like, all right, I guess this is the thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just one of those.
I think it comes down to comfort and again, perception. You got to remember, like, what we see, what I'm saying? Like, I think personally women see tenfold, what I'm saying? I think they actually unfortunately try to assimilate to our world.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the pictures would come in, and that's when, again, guys look at it and it's just like, it's like you can see the, I can see, you can see the, look at it, ding dong. So women and girls think the same thing, and but us thinking ding dong, they're just like, oh, we
I think that means come back later.
So, but yeah, I think society plays a big part on it. we're not watching these TV shows, but I bet you anything that's being brought
Ask
up.
Kim Kardashian,
That's
I guess.
true.
Right?
You're
But
right.
that's
It's
where I
probably
think-
like the thing now in TV shows and stuff like
Yes.
that. Like,
Yes,
you
yes,
didn't know?
yes.
The Bush is back.
Because you got to remember, right? Brazilian was the popular, word,
Yeah.
buzzword not too long ago.
Bush's baked
So,
beans.
but yeah, I
back
found that
in
interesting.
town.
And then they were like, if you don't believe me, like they gave a couple celebrities that if you wanted
You're
to,
like, if you don't believe me, poof.
yeah, if you wanted to see.
Check this out.
So, but yeah, that was pretty interesting. What
Bush
else do
is
we have?
back. Crypto still going down, or did we talk about that? Or we already
Down,
did, right?
down.
Went up for a little bit, now it's back down. So I think it went up to like 7.3, and now it's back down to 6.3.
Yep. Did you hear about the
Must be the cold water.
The Winklevoss twins? You heard about them? You know how they have a crypto exchange?
Oh, okay.
They
well,
just
a
got
little bit.
approved in New York for a backed U.S. dollar coin. It's called the stable coin.
Wow.
What
So
did
that's
Trump say
slow
about-
progress.
Is Trump hinted on anything?
Trump has made a joke saying he was Satoshi Nakamoto. So I mean, who knows? What the
I'm just
fuck.
wondering.
That he was the inventor of the Bitcoin? Dude, and that would be the best ending to a fucking Scooby-Doo story ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right?
If Trump
Like,
was
how's
just
he
like,
doing all this shit
it
with the
was me the
economy?"
whole time.
Shit, who knows?
That's what
that
I'd like
would
to
be
think about.
fucking wild.
Who
Real,
knows? Nobody knows.
Live action
But
Scooby-Doo.
I'm sorry. Bring it back to Bitcoin. Some people, well, this is the truth because you could see on the transactions there was a wallet that wasn't used from over 4 years ago that had dumped their coins to get their money out. So that was half of the reason why the big drop from the 7.3.
It was someone that just kind of like,
It was a wallet
Maybe
that was
found it.
cold from 4 years, hasn't been activated in 4 years, and then just recently came on, dumped all their shit.
wow.
So, but that's what's interesting about the blockchain. You can see everything of when it was last activated. and
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
But you don't know who it was.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is a cool thing. You know what I mean?
But
and-
that's where they try to scare you with the Silk Road story, though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
so anything can be, any
everything
transaction.
can be, and with the whole quantum computing,
Marcus can't be.
there's gonna be nothing that can't be broken. There's unless McAfee could fucking do something about it.
Right, but yeah, but speaking of blockchain, that was, I don't know, I guess if you can, I don't know. So there's a couple articles raving about it, but
Yeah,
I don't
we're,
know.
we're slowly getting there. We're nowhere near mass adoption of what the whole craze of 2017. This is obviously a come and gone thing. It's back to now. It's gonna be regulated, and right now it's still not, so it's still dangerous. you know?
yeah. So grind it out, right?
Yeah, it's a grind. Speaking of the grind, 3-piece and the Biscuit coming at you live and direct. Not live, but just recorded earlier.
But definitely direct.
Definitely direct. Shout out. What's the time frame we got here? Is a Steam team
Yeah,
coming
we're
back?
good, man. We're 116.
Shout out to the squad. Comment. Don't forget to call 203-941-3.
0045 203-941-0045.
Just in case you made it to the 76-minute
I
mark.
don't fucking know. the number.
You know what? If you did, I can't even give you anything because I wouldn't believe you, but I give you $1. How about that?
If you call in and leave a comment, he'll give you $1. How about that? No one ever left comments yet. Just a few.
Yeah, man.
But we
Hit
do
us
it
up
for
on the
y'all. We
hotline,
do
though.
it for y'all.
Call or text 203-941-0045. My name is Lil Mattress. You can catch me on Little Mattress Everything. LILMATTRESS, GBIclothing.com. Hashtag do it.
And I am Michael John at Chedda Mike Twitter. You know down below. You know how to reach us. Tell them.
Just a driver, the rideshare idiot. I hope you enjoyed episode 32. Just a reminder, every time you tip your Uber driver, an angel earns his wings.
And she also grows her bush out.
We out.
We'll just go.